So today I'm going to do a follow-up on my Blue Liriope that I planted. I looked back on the video and it's been just right at 2 months. And I was planting up some Japanese maples the other day. And so I'm going to see what these things look like. So I pulled a couple of them out and went ahead and potted them up because the roots were pretty full in those 4-inch pots. So I went ahead and did 2 of them. I got 2 of them here. So I'm going to go ahead and do these other ones and show you what the roots look like on these things. So I'm going to get my dirt set up and then I'll come back and we'll start trying to plant some of these and I'll show you what the roots look like in these, see how many we actually got. Okay, so I got some pots ready to go here. And my mix I'm using, this is the same I use for my Japanese maples. It's 80% pine bark mulch and 20% peat moss. So far it seems to be doing really good with the trees, so okay, let's unveil these things. I know the other 2 look good, hopefully these do too. You see that's a pretty good set of roots on that thing. It's all holding enough to hold it together, and they're not root bound by any means, but there's still a decent amount of roots on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and take these and pot them up in one of these 4-inch pots. And we started out with just one gallon plant, and so far we're going to see how many of these have good enough roots to transplant. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this because it's going to take me a little while to do all of them, and then we'll slow it down when we get to the end because I had some that I experimented with. So anyway, so we'll start doing these and I'll show you the roots in all of them, and then we'll the roots fell apart on that one. That one's not quite as good, but I think it'll still be okay. I'll go ahead and transplant it. It's got a really nice head, one of the better looking heads on it. Okay, so now I'm down to these last 3. This one did not have much, and a lot of what I planted died. So I don't know if it's going to be anything worth transplanting or not, but we're going to take a look at it and see. You know, it's got a decent amount of roots. All I'm out is a pot, and I can always replant something else in it later. So I'm going to go ahead and pot that one up. You never know. It may take it a little longer to develop like the others do, but it's got some roots in there, and as long as it's got roots, it can make a plant. So this next one, a bunch of this died back, and all I have is this one. All I have is this one little shoot coming off of it. So I'm going to see what it looks like. You just never know. You know, just for experiment's sake, it's got some roots growing in there. Just for experiment's sake, I'm going to keep it going and go ahead and plant it. You just never know. Now, these things haven't really been planted that long. It's been, I think I figured it up, it's exactly 2 months and 2 days since I planted these up, which is pretty quick. I think when I made the video, I figured I would be going you know, next spring maybe, or next summer, dividing them again. And this one I'm really curious about, because this one, if you remember, this is the one that I just took a bunch of roots and threw in there. It did have one little leaf that came up out of it. So this one was nothing but roots that I put into a pot. And I would say that probably did not work. Had that one little leaf that tried to come up. So that didn't work, but that's okay. I thought I'd give it a try, but that was kind of a fail. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9, and 8 of them are really good. So out of one pot, I made 8 that look like this. And I'm going to let these things grow all winter, and the tops will die down when it gets a little bit colder, but the roots should grow all winter long. And then I'll probably tug on one of them in the spring and see how well the roots filled out. But my goal really for these is to let them grow out, and once all this dies back in the winter, I'll cut it back to about right here. And then my goal is to let these things grow roots through the summer or through the winter, and then to fill out through the summer, and then next fall I can come back and divide all these again. So let's say out of that one pot I got 8, so I'll have 8 times 8, so I'll have 64 of them going into the winter next year. So I can go from one pot to 64 in 1 year. So that's pretty good. That's quite a few little plants off of just one plant. So anyway, and then in case you're wondering too, these pots I'm using, these are what's called Rootmaker pots. They're an air prune pot. And what happens is the roots grow in and they hit one of these sides and they push the roots towards these little openings right here on the outside. And then as the root grows out, the air hits it and it prunes the tip of the root. It causes the root to branch, as opposed to a regular pot where the root will just go down and just spin around. You'll have, several big, long, swirling roots going. And this way you just get a big fibrous root system that makes the plant grow better, and it'll also help with the division in this too. So I'm kind of excited to see how this works with the Rootmaker pots. So anyway, we'll take another look at them in the spring. I'll pull some out in the spring and take a look at the root systems and see what they did over the winter. I appreciate you watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share my videos. Thank you.